And welcome back. I'm Dylan Black. All right, here to join us to talk with us about the highs and lows of the cold and flu season. It's a busy time of year for her, I'm sure. It is Sherry Torkos, pharmacist, author. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. No cold and flu yet.
No, good. That's good.
Hoping to keep it that way.
Is it a crazy time of year?
It is a very busy time of the year. We're seeing a lot of people coming in with different infections, trying to figure out, is it a cold or flu? What can I do to get it better quicker, which I think is what most people are interested in. How do I stop it?
Okay, so let's define that then. Cold and flu. What's the difference?
So different viruses. Cold, we say the cold, but it's actually 200 different viruses, most commonly rhinovirus, but also adenovirus, coronavirus. Slower onset usually starts with a sore, scratchy throat, congestion, runny nose, some aches and pains, more mild, sometimes a little bit of elevated temperature. With a flu, that's short for influenza. There are two types, influenza A and B, and there's lots of different strains. That's why they try to figure out what it's going to be when they're making the flu shot. Influenza comes on usually hard, hits you, you feel like you've been run over by a truck, everything hurts in your body, high fever, and you need to stay in bed to get better. With both cold and flu, you should stay home. Don't share the germs.
No, don't share those germs. Now, kids, I guess, so they 8 to 12 times a year they're hit by either a cold or a flu?
Yeah, kids get a lot of infections, and that's because their immune system is still developing. That's one of the reasons. Secondly, they're not good at washing their hands. They say, you know, yes, I washed my hands, but sometimes they didn't. And they also have that hand-mouth contact. So when it comes to cold and flu, what you really want to do when you or your child are sick, it's important to, first of all, take their temperature to see whether or not it's high or elevated and whether to take action.
Okay, not always easy to take a kid's temperature.
No, it's not, but there are new innovations when it comes to thermometers. You know, gone are the days of the old mercury thermometers under the tongue. Rectal thermometers, not usually popular amongst kids and
amongst
adults.
Anybody.
Amongst anybody. So I'm going to show you a new thermometer that's out. It's by Braun, and it's called their Age Precision Technology. What's great about this is you can input the person's age. So in my case, I won't say my age, but I'm over 36 months. There are 3 different categories. Yeah. Okay, so you input the age. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to take this and put it into my ear, push the button, and it gives me a reading right away. And you can see that it's green. Wow. Now, if I had an elevated temperature, it would be yellow. And if I had a high fever, it would be red. So that gives you that immediate feedback. Very useful tool. You can find these in pharmacies everywhere. It has a warmed tip and also disposable cover, so you can keep it hygienic. So that's very important, to check your child's temperature to know whether it's high. If it's high, especially for an infant, you need to see your doctor.
Okay.
So that's the highs of the season. Then we get into the lows, which we're talking low humidity. And you know how it is during the winter months and you wake up and your mouth is dry, your eyes are dry? Yeah, very dry. Sometimes it's those 10% humidity. That's because we have our furnaces running and that warms up our air inside, but it also makes it very dry. So you want to add moisture back into especially your sleeping environment at night with the vaporizer. The benefit of that is not only will it make it easier for you to breathe, you won't have that dry nose, dry mouth when you wake up in the morning, but if anybody's sick, they have a cough or congestion, having moist air is going to make it better and easier for them to breathe. So Vicks has different vaporizers. You'll see this is filter-free, and these are medicated pads. There are vapor pads, and this actually has different essential oils like eucalyptus and lavender.
Nice
so
stuff.
It's invigorating and helps to clear up that congestion.
About 2 minutes left. It goes real quick, and I want to ask you about cold sores, because that's something. And now, are they associated to colds?
Well, they're different viruses, but cold sores tend to come on when you do have an illness. So cold sores, you have to have the virus. The virus is highly contagious, so if you have it and you kiss somebody or come in close mouth-to-mouth contact, you can transmit it. There are risk factors aside from having an infection: stress, lack of sleep, being run down. What's new with cold sore, this is the next generation in cold sore treatments. It's called Clara, and you'll find that in pharmacies. It actually helps to speed the healing process, but if you put it on during the prodromal phase, which is when you have that tingle, you know you're going to get a cold sore eruption, that can help to prevent an outbreak. And if you do get a lesion, it'll be smaller, goes away quicker, in fact, in fast as 2 days with this. So that's why it's new generation, next generation. But look at ways to fortify your immune system and keep yourself strong and healthy too during the year. You know, we talk a lot about vitamin C, why that's important. Vitamin C rich foods such as your citrus, berries, and peppers. Vitamin C supplements can also be helpful, especially for kids that are picky eaters. smokers, people under stress. I like this. It's by Sisu. It's called Energy Boost. It has ester C, which is a super potent type of vitamin C.
Okay.
24-hour immune support.
And I hear about echinacea as well.
Yeah, echinacea as well for prevention. What you want to look for is the fresh organic echinacea purpurea. That's the one that has been studied. This is safe to take for prevention for the 4-month duration during cold and flu season. There are formulas for kids, so if you have little ones, children over 2 can take the children's chewable. Another remedy that is very helpful for kids is the Sambucol.
Sambucol.
Yes. Sambucol, which is antiviral, influenza A and B, speeds healing.
SherryTorkos.com. Thank you very much. More coming up.